Married to a drug dealer. Right before he was to report to prison, he was supposed to report to prison on February the 21st. Right before came Valentine's Day, a day set apart in America for lovers to show your love for one another. But Valentine's Day was always a day of extreme abuse in my household. Year after year, Valentine's Day came, and there was even more abuse. The Valentine's Day right before he was to report to prison was no exception. He got angry about something. I don't remember what the argument was about, but he was angry about something, and he was hitting me and pushing me and kicking me, and I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that he hit me so hard that I flew across the room into my head, bumped into a fish tank, and of course I went down because of that, and it was very traumatic, and I didn't break the fish tank, but that was a day of lovers. He was my husband at that time. Wasn't he supposed to love me? That's what I thought. You know, so many people in the church act the same way toward God. They marry him, so to speak. They say the sinner's prayer, so to speak. They put on fancy clothes. And you look at them and you think, wow, look how dressed up, how fancy, how prosperous they are. Look at that church. It has hundreds or thousands of members. Surely they love God. Surely they're of God. Surely they're in love with the Lord. But in the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, chapter 16, read it, verse 7, it says, but the Lord said to Samuel, because Samuel was looking for the next king that God had for them. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as man sees. For man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. We look at churchgoers and people who are sometimes even in the pulpit, or the deacons, or the elders, or the children ministry, the worship leaders, and we look at them and we think, wow, they're doing the work of the Lord. They must be so godly. They must have their heart on the Lord. And that's what we see. But that's not what the Lord sees. The Lord looks at the heart. When I was with my ex-husband, I thought he loved me. We married. He was supposed to love me, right? But Valentine's Days were the worst. The day set aside for lovers was always the worst abuse. Why? I don't know. It was a heart issue, I'm sure. He had no love for me. Maybe he despised me and regretted being there with me and those children, because we hindered his life of freedom and drugs and alcohol and partying and fornication. We hindered that. We were standing in his way of a total life of party. We were standing in his way. So maybe he regretted ever marrying me and having a family. Probably. When I get to heaven, maybe one day I'll know. I don't know. It doesn't matter now. But I think that was the problem then. And there was a great, great, great divide between him and I when he got out of the city jail until the time he reported to the federal penitentiary. There was a great divide. There was a huge battle, excuse me, an invisible battle going on. A battle of the Lord and the devil, the good and the evil. We didn't see the battle going on, but the Lord did. The Lord could see that. The devil could see that. There was a great battle. You would think right before he was to report to the federal penitentiary to do his sentence that things would have calmed down for a little bit in the household. Absolutely not. It just got more intense, and more intense as time went by. A great battle. Because I saw one thing in my physical eyes, and the Lord saw something totally different. Because the Lord looks at a man's heart. So we need to be careful looking at these mega churches. Maybe they're godly, maybe they're not. Be careful of the way you look at other people in the church. Maybe you're not going to church, but you see the people going to the church in their fancy clothes, looking holy and righteous, better than you. I don't wear fancy clothes when I go to church. I wear the same clothes that I would in the business world. Not fancy by any means, business casual. I don't dress up and be hot and miserable just to go to church. My church is not like that, thank the Lord. We're not there to show our clothes, show our fancy hat, to show our money. We're not there. I don't go to a big mega church. Be careful about how you look at people. That's not what God always sees.